Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name's Kate, and I like books. So you can probably tell this is going to be a 24-hour reading vlog. Guys, it has been such a hectic week. It's only Tuesday, and it has been a week. Just some kind of like family emergency stuff's been going on, so I feel like it's going to be a little bit hectic. I'm not sure what the filming is going to look like this week, so we'll see. And something that is helping me stay sane is my reading. So last night I did start the timer. I do this, I know some people do it like all in 24 hours, some people do it over the course of a weekend. I just set the timer and see how long it takes me to get through 24 hours of reading, and also how much I can read in 24 hours. So last night I read for about half an hour. I'm reading The Wren in the Holly Library by Linde. Look at this. This is without the sleeve. It's such a beautiful edition. And then the little... So pretty, but I got about 30 pages in. It was like a page per minute. My concentration's a little bit everywhere at the moment. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird week, a bit of a weird one. So we're just going to go through, I'm going to show you some snippets as I read and go through the books, and I'll take you along, give you my reviews. But I just wanted to preface that if this is a little bit scatterbrained and chaotic, that is why. So let's start with this book. So I'll read you the description. So this says, some things aren't supposed to exist outside of our imagination. 13 years ago, monsters emerged from the shadows and plunged Kiers's world into a cataclysmic war of near total destruction. The New York City she knew so well collapsed practically overnight. In the wake of that carnage, the Monster Treaty was created, a truce of sorts. But tonight, Kiers, a gifted and fearless thief, will break that treaty. She'll enter the Holly Library, not knowing it's the home of a monster. He's charming, quietly alluring, terrifying, but he knows talent when he sees it. It's just a matter of finding her price. Now she's locked into a dangerous bargain with a creature unlike any other. She'll sacrifice her freedom, she'll offer her skills. Together, they'll put their own futures at risk. But he's been playing a game across centuries, and once she joins in, there will be no escape. I am 30 pages in already, and it does feel like I've been dropped into the middle of the book. It's just straight off the bat, right in there. First impressions, yeah, I'm enjoying the pace, and the action is really nice. I think it's a fantasy. I don't know if it's a fantasy romance or not. Either way, the romance seems a little bit like Insta right now. So that's what I mean. Like, I feel like it's just been dumped straight into the middle of a book. But I feel like this could be a very entertaining read. And it's not too long. I think it's 300 and something just about 400 pages, just under 400 pages. So we'll see. I believe it's going to be a duet. The next one is coming out later this year, and I just found this one on sale at a random indie bookshop the other day, so I picked it up, and here we are. That's where we're starting for this 24-hour reading vlog. I think that reading is going to be very special and important to me this week, as it always is. It's very much like something for me. It's my thing. It helps me. I remember when I first started doing YouTube, it was probably like a year and a half ago now, and I always like watching lifestyle content, but I remember some of the things like you read about tips for like growing your YouTube, and something was like, you have to find your niche, and I was like, I don't even know what my niche is. Like, I just like making lifestyle content. And then as soon as I started making book content and realized that people make book content, I was like, duh, what else was it going to be? I've always been a huge reader, so duh. So I'm really glad that I found this, and I'm really glad that I can make content around it. It's really, I think, special. Or for me, it's really special, and I value it a lot, and I'm grateful to be able to share it with you guys. I think I would like to maybe intersperse a few more lifestyle videos every now and then into this channel, but for now, it's been nice just making the book content. But yes, I'm going to continue reading throughout the day. We'll see how many hours we can get knocked out, and go from there. Hello. It is bedtime, but I have read for about an hour today, and I'm on page 106, so like just about a quarter of the way through, and I'm enjoying this. You really get dumped into the middle of the story. It's kind of giving me adult Shadowhunter vibes, with the setting, I think it just is very reminiscent of City of Bones, which I'm really enjoying, and I'm liking the writing. It definitely just dumped you in the middle of a story, so it did. I wasn't quite sure in the first chapter, but no, I'm really enjoying this. This is quite fun. So I'm liking the pacing, the criminal underground sort of elements. Very fun, very fun. I'm intrigued to see where this will go because I've absolutely no idea thus far. So we shall see. And we'll keep reading a bit before bed. Okay, I did think I would be asleep by now, but this has so many different moving parts and pieces being revealed to you as you go. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. This is fun. Hello. So I had, really tired. I had a bit of a busy morning and then afternoon, and then I came home in the evening, sat down to read for a little bit. I accidentally finished the book and I forgot to check in at all. I really enjoyed this. I did see a few reviews on Goodreads and I was a bit nervous because they weren't super complimentary. But this was right up my alley. This was really fun. It had Celtic inspired mythology and magic attached to it. It was set in a sort of half dystopian, part urban fantasy setting. I loved it. I really loved this. I thought the only note I really had was there was a tad bit of insta-lust, insta-love at the beginning, which didn't quite fit with the story as it was establishing, because you really did get dropped into the middle of the story. So that was my only note, but then the relationship and the romance that did develop as the story went on was beautiful. It was really nice and sweet and special. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this. This was a good 4.5 stars, maybe 5-star read for me. And I did think it was a standalone, but it is actually, there's a second one coming out later this year, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm very pleased that there's going to be more of those because that was just, really special. A hidden gem kind of book. I really liked that. Okay, I've got 18 hours. You can see my light. I have 18 hours, 37 minutes and 30 seconds left, which means I finished that. Let me try and do some math right now. 5 hours and 22 minutes, 30 seconds, I think, if my math is right. But yeah, it was kind of a long day, so I'm going to shower and get ready for bed, and then I'll pick my next read and we can just keep going. What a I really loved that. I really loved that. I really loved that. Okay, all clean and fluffy. Still look exhausted, but that's fine. And I've picked my next book. Now I was thinking, because of that last book, I said I wasn't quite sure because of some reviews that I'd read on Goodreads, and it got me thinking. So this is a reread, but I read this summer 2022. I read it on the plane. I read it on my Kindle on a plane, and I was enthralled. I absolutely loved it. I hadn't heard anyone talking about this book. It was brand new to me. Hadn't seen it online. Obviously we've all seen it at this point, but I hadn't heard a thing, and I loved it. It was such a fun time, and I think it was an 8 or 10 hour flight, and we were all supposed to be sleeping, and I just could not put this book down, and I think I finished it on the flight. It was brilliant. The second book was not out yet. The second book came out. Between those times, it went astronomical online. And I think by the time that the second book had come out, so many people online were kind of crapping on the second book. And there was a lot of discourse and a lot of just negativity around the books and the way that it's written and all of this, that I did not pick up the second book. I don't know if that was my own form of avoidance. I was whoa. Even though I can say when I read this, I really enjoyed it. I'm not saying that this is the next Jane Austen, but it was a giggly fun time, and it was enthralling, and the adventure, and it was just so action-packed, and I thought it was just such a fun, easy read, and I enjoyed it. But I did not continue on with the series because I just kind of let all the noise get to me, and I think there is an important there is importance in like discourse and allowing people to offer like intellectual opinions, and having different opinions I think is great, and I think it's interesting. It makes things interesting, but I do think there's another thing to be said of like, as long as someone's not selling this as Jane Austen, it's okay to enjoy just a little fun time, or something that like, it's a different type of book, and I think that's okay. And I think you're allowed to enjoy that, and you're also allowed to enjoy Jane Austen and not enjoy this, and like both are okay. But people are so mean. They are so mean. And yeah, it puts me off sometimes. But yeah, I thought I would give this another go. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I really enjoyed it the first time, and I'd like to maybe continue on with the series now that I'm committed to it. There's been a nice resurgence of it. I know the third book like just came out earlier this year, so I think it'd be nice to keep going. I did like it, and for some reason I just had so much shame attached to that because of other people's noise. But I'm gonna have fun. This is the second book. We're doing a reread of a very, very popular book, so let's get into it. I'm really excited actually. What did I say? A giggly, fun time. Oh, it's so cute. Like, it's not, it's brutal, but like... Hello. It is the next day. It's next evening, but I am just about 50% of the way through, and we have just over 15 hours left on the timer. So probably gonna read for a little bit, then shower, get ready for bed, and continue reading in bed. This is very fun. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not like, it's not the best written thing on the planet, but the banter, the sass, it's fun. It's fun. The setting, I love a good like magical academy setting. I'm having a good time. Okay, so tonight didn't really go as planned. I ended up having to take a pal to the emergency room. They are fine. Everything's fine. But that happened. I barely touched my book after that initial sitting. I think I maybe got like 10 or 15 pages done at the hospital, but I wasn't really counting it towards the timer, so forgive me for my 15-page demerit, which won't be considered in this vlog, but I've just done some skincare and I'm gonna have a chocolate bar, turn my lights down, or try and unwind. Okay, I have 100 pages left. 100 pages left and 13 and a half hours. I'm hoping this will take me to the halfway mark. And guys, this is so fun. There are a lot of fantasy books that are written like not very modern, and this one definitely has like modern colloquialisms and very sassy modern type characters, and it's so fun. Again, I kind of remember what's gonna happen, so I know it's all about to hit the fan pretty soon, but right now, fun. I won't be saying that at the end, but right now I'm having fun. Okay, we finished. I had a giggly fun time. I have no idea what I'm gonna read next. I might do a cheeky little Kindle Unlimited romance. What's the one that I was looking at? Make Me Dream of You by Ray Kennedy. What is this? Let me read the blurb. Libby. 13-year-old me, the one who used to practice signing Mrs. Olivia Dixon, would be screaming, crying, throwing up because Noah Dixon, subject to all of my inappropriate adolescent fantasies, is hitting on me in a crowded bar. 21-year-old me might throw up too. I've just graduated college, moved in with my older sister, and I'm trying to figure out my life. What I have figured out is I need to, 1, find a job and quit my questionable but lucrative side gig of naughty texting with men through an anonymous app, and 2, start dating, since I've never done it and I've finally gotten over my painful shyness and awkward phase. But I cannot do it with Noah Dixon because, unfortunately, he's my sister's ex-boyfriend. I wasn't expecting that. Noah. She's changed a lot since I saw her last, but I see the resemblance now. It's probably a good thing the only girl who's caught my eye in years is my ex's little sister. Off limits, because my life and career are finally right where I want them, and the last thing I need right now is to complicate it with a relationship. Besides, I'm kind of enamoured with someone I've been chatting with anonymously online, and that's just how I like it. Uncomplicated, at a distance. No one gets attached, no one gets hurt. Sold. Again, giggly fun time. Does it need to be flawless? Anyways, I'm going to charge this and then probably read that. And then I've only got a few days left before I have to finish this to edit and put up. Oh gosh, this is great flattering lighting. Yeah, I only have a few days left until I have to put this video up. So I might do like a really long book at the end and use up all the hours. Maybe I'll pick a big boy to read, whether that's a physical book or on Kindle. This is so fun. This is a fun book. Okay, I finished that. That was so fun. How long did that take? I would give that book like a 3.5 stars. I think the characters in the plot were very, very basic, as you could probably tell from the synopsis. But I did catch myself laughing out loud quite a few times with the banter, and the wit and the writing was just extremely fun. I wouldn't say that some of the establishing pieces at the beginning that sort of set the whole thing in motion really made sense with the characters and anything else that went on later in the book. But it's not that deep. It's a romance. You know, you're getting what you're getting. Okay, I finished the book, and I finished it in exactly 2 hours and 43 minutes. So that was fun. And that was just a really fun, easy read. That was just giggly. Entertaining. Like reading a rom-com. It was perfect. I'm probably going to head to sleep now, and then I can continue on. We have 9 hours and 15 minutes left on the timer. So we'll see what I end up doing with that. Please ignore the disaster that is my room right now. I'm in the middle of like my little weekly reset, so it's a bit of a bomb site. So you know how I said I was maybe going to read the second one, or I kind of wanted to read a big fantasy to finish off the timer? I went for big. I've chosen A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I honestly didn't think I would be picking this up anytime soon. I read the first book while I was on the beach on vacation, so I wanted to read this on vacation, but then I just had the impulse, and I feel like because it's so big, if I have the impulse, I should take it, because this book is intimidating. This is, I think, 846 pages. Let's see. Yeah, 846 pages, which is quite a lot. Full transparency, I don't think I'll finish this in the timer. I don't think this will be complete by the time the timer goes off, but we'll see how far in we can get. Oh, it's such a mess. I'm so sorry. But let's read the blurb. So there's the Roots of Chaos world. So the first one is the Priory of the Orange Tree, and this one is set before the Priory. So it's like the Roots of Chaos book 0. That's what this one is. So let's read the blurb. In the New York Times best-selling A Day of Fallen Night, Samantha Shannon draws readers back to the world of the Priory of the Orange Tree and into the lives of 3 women, showing us a course of events that shaped their world for generations to come. Oh, the pronunciation, I apologise if these are awful. Tanuva Melim is a sister of the Priory. For 50 years she has trained to slay worms, but none have appeared since the Nameless One, and the younger generation is starting to question the Priory's purpose. To the north, in the Queendom of Innis, Sabrin the Ambitious has married the new King of Hroth, narrowly saving both realms from ruin. Their daughter, Glorian, trails in their shadow, exactly where she wants to be. The dragons of the east have slept for centuries. Dumai has spent her life in a Sakanese mountain temple trying to wake the gods from their long slumber. Now, someone from her mother's past is coming to upend her fate. When the Dreadmount erupts, bringing with it an age of terror and violence, these women must find the strength to protect humankind from a devastating threat. So I have made a slight dent in this. Honestly, I haven't been able to film anything today. It's been so noisy in the house. And now you get my mess. So I've made a slight dent. It's very... what's the word? These books, to me, I love how they're written. They are very much like kind of whimsical escapism, and also there's so much like dense lore. They make you want to reread them 10 times over because there's always something to pick apart, despite the fact that they are massive. So I've only read them once, so it's like the lore kind of semi-sticks. But they're very whimsical and they absolutely catch you. They've got very short chapters, which is lovely and much needed. I'm gripped. So I've just committed to an 800-page book, so there's that. And let's see how far into this I can get while the timer still runs. I think I've got 8 hours and 40 minutes-ish left after just starting this little bit, so we'll go from there. Okay, I am gobbling this book up. It's so intimidating. It's over 800 pages, but it's actually flying by. It's going really quick. I'm 120 pages in already. This is really good. Okay, I just finished part 1, so that is 181 pages. And we are at 6 hours, 37 minutes, 51 seconds left. I feel like I absolutely will not finish this book in the timer, but now that it's going, I'm like, oh, what if I do? I did a few reading vlogs last month. I did the continuing series in the mood reading vlogs, and I feel like I maybe enjoyed that a little bit more because when the timer's going, I'm like stressed and I don't know why. I'm like setting all these expectations for myself and I don't know why. So I feel like maybe in the future I'll do some more mood reading or continuing series, or maybe like themed reading vlogs like that. And then if I really want to do a timed one, I will, but maybe I'm just not in the mood for it, or it's just not what I want to do right now. I will be finishing this one. Worry not. And yeah, I'm really liking this book. I knew that I would like it, but it was also just so intimidating that I didn't want to think about it. I believe it's got 4 different parts and they're all set, like we just did one and it was in a particular year in this world, and then the next one's set in the next year, the 3rd part's set in the year after that, and the 4th part the year after that. So I'm interested to see how things have developed in the last year since we just finished part 1. I'll keep taking you guys along. Okay, so it was daylight savings today, so I slept in quite a bit, but also we had a nice dinner. I was like, perfect, I've got like Just over 3 hours left on the timer. I'll read it all before bed downstairs, and I fell asleep. I luckily paused the timer, but I do still have 3 hours and 23 minutes left on the timer, even though I wanted to finish it. But I fell asleep. I had a big nap. Whoops. I'm on page 400 even of the book right now, or 402. So probably read a bit more before bed. I do want to finish the timer before tomorrow. Or tomorrow, because I want to edit this vlog and have it up on Tuesday. It's Sunday right now. So we'll see how that goes. Wish me luck. Also, the book is fabulous. It's written very whimsically, and it's written very beautifully, and it really sets the scene a lot, and it has a very particular voice to it that comes together with a lot of, how do I phrase this? It kind of feels like you get shown a lot. There's so many moving parts and pieces. You're really left constructing the whole picture yourself, which is very fun and just very beautiful. We finished. The timer, not the book. I'm on page 609. So that means I read 1,776 pages in 24 hours. I'm averaging at 74 pages an hour. So yes, I've still got a little bit to go of A Day of Fallen Night. So I think I will check in when I finish this tomorrow or later tonight, but I anticipate it's going to be tomorrow. So yeah, then we'll wrap up this video. But I'll wrap it up once I have thoughts to share on this one. More thoughts, I should say. Guys, I'm in my Samantha Shannon era right now. If you've watched any of the most recent reading vlogs, you know. Sorry, I just went and walked the dog, so my face is a little bit frozen right now. But we did finish A Day of Fallen Night, the final book in this 24-hour reading vlog. It was kind of like an odyssey almost. I feel if you like Circe, you would probably like this one. Obviously, you can read the other Priory of the Orange Tree, which is the other book in this world. We followed 4 main characters' stories across this world from east to west to north to south as they went through some years of strife, and it was heartbreaking and simple and whimsical and Really beautiful, kind of bittersweet, melancholy ending. I don't know, very satisfying conclusion, but at the same time, it got me. So I thoroughly enjoyed this. This is beautiful. And if you are intimidated by the size, I will just tell you that short chapters, very easy. It does breeze past. It is broken up into 4 parts over the course of different years. And there was one bit, I think it was within part 3. Yeah, part 3 was kind of the longest, biggest chunk, and I think there was a tiny bit of a lag for me where I was like, okay, I want a little bit more action, but that was about it for over 800 pages. That's not too bad. Sorry, it's probably quite noisy in the background right now, but yeah, thoroughly enjoyed this. I gave this 4.75 stars out of 5. It was just shy of that 5-star feeling, you know? As for this vlog, so we read the 4 books. We read The Wren and the Holly Library, Fourth Wing, Make Me Dream of You, and now A Day of Fallen Night. And I don't know what my favourite was because they're all so different. I feel like The Wren and the Holly Library really pleasantly surprised me, and it was kind of a touch of that urban fantasy. Fourth Wing was a reread, which was just a fun, silly time. And then this one was just a really dense, high fantasy. So I feel like they are not even comparable because I really enjoyed reading Fourth Wing. But to say that it was better than the other 2 or the other 3 feels like a bit of like, obviously this is much better written. This is a much better book, but I had such a fun time. And then The Wren and the Holly Library, I had such a fun time, and it's probably like the middle ground. I don't even think this can put a middle ground in it. This is just a beast of its own. So I don't know what my favorite one was. But I will be wrapping this video up here and editing it tonight to go up tomorrow, so bit of a quick turnaround. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and if you'd like to give this video a like or subscribe if you're so inclined. It does help me as I grow my channel, and as always, the comments are my favourite part. I love chatting to you guys about books. That is such a pleasure, such a joy. But yeah, thank you for watching. I think later this week I'm going to be doing a bookshelf reorganise, which I haven't done in a hot minute, so I'm a bit intimidated, but that's the plan. And hopefully some more reading vlogs to come up soon because I love filming them. Probably not the 24-hour, but putting the timer on it at the moment is not what I want. In the future, we will not say never, but I think I enjoyed like the mood reading vlogs or the more themed reading vlogs, which was kind of fun, which I did last month, so probably gonna go back to that a bit. But yeah, anyways, thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.